Hello, graceful solutions, and in today's video you would be learning how to properly optimize your designs for social media. So if you're ready, let's go. So this is a design I made for a laundry brand, and I have successfully optimized it for Instagram especially. So I'll show you how to get this done, okay, for your social media pages, especially Facebook and Instagram. All right, now we all know that Instagram has a block view for pictures and videos. That's a square dimension view for pictures and videos. So you have to ensure that whatever project, okay, you're uploading on Instagram and also Facebook is also in that square format. Okay, so I'll be showing how to do make your designs attractive like this, so that of course it will sort of wow your clients. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to go into your of course Photoshop, and you're going to create a new project. So you go to new file, new, and then you go to and then we're going to use a dimension of 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. So I already have a custom template here because I've been making a lot of designs with this dimension. So you just go right ahead and click, but if you don't, you can also set your dimensions to 1080 by 1080 pixels, as you can see here. Then you leave other settings the way they are and go down and click create. All right, good. So this is our canvas. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to bring in the design we wish to upload on our social media platform, that's especially Instagram and Facebook. And so you go to import. So let me zoom to my screen. So I go to file and go to import, place embed or place linked. Okay, so I go for place embedded, and so I'm going to use this design. I double click to import it into my Instagram, into my Photoshop canvas. All right, so let me zoom out. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to turn this into a smart object. So you come to your layer options here, you right click and then you select convert to smart object. Now the reason why we have to convert this to a smart object, so that of course it is the image is not going to lose its quality. Okay, so that's very, very important. So even if we resize it a couple of times, it will still maintain its original quality. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to give it a gradient fill. So I come down to my layer options, my options right here, and I click this fill or adjustment layer, and I go for a gradient overlay or a gradient tab. Okay, now my gradient fill, I click the option there and I go to basics, and I set here I select the I don't want the transparent option, I want this regular option. So I'm going to click this. Don't mind the picture you see on the screen yet, so just go ahead and click OK. Now let me zoom out. Now as you can see, we're going to change this color combination to suit the design. Okay, so before I do that, just click OK. Now what I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to bring the design to be above the gradient layer, so that I want to make a matching choice of colors. All right, so I'm going to drag this and take it up to the fill just above the gradient option to make it visible like so. Okay, so next up I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the color combination of this of the fill option, of the fill layer. All right, so I'm going to double click on this and I click my gradient option. Now I'm going to select a color combination that matches the design. So I'm going to go to, first of all, click this tab here, the stop tab. I click this and I go to my design to pick any color. So let me go for this one. Okay, I think this is cool. So I come down here and I click OK. Then I come to the other tab and then I click this. Then I want to take something that a complementary color. So let me go for this orange. Okay, I think this is cool. Let me go for a lighter one. Okay, I think this is cool. Then I click OK. Then OK once again. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to come to my linear option, and then I go to radial. All right. Then I come to where I have reverse. So I want the what do you call it now? The blue to be outside and the orange to be inside. So I'm going to click reverse. All right. So as you can see here, then you go ahead and click OK. So as you can see right here, let me turn on this layer first to make it visible. Now as you can see here, the outer, since we clicked the reverse, the orange it's now inside, and then the outside it's the blue. So I want it to have this sort of glow effect. Okay, so as you can see here, you can see this glow effect by the side right here. Alright, so next up I'm going to go back to my gradient layer, double click, and I'm going to increase the scale. Let me make it oh, that's okay, 155. I think that's okay. Or let me take it down to something like 122. Or let me just make it a 125. Okay, I think that's fine. 125 is cool. You can use any scaling of your choice as long as you get the desired effect. All right, so you go right ahead and click OK. Let me zoom out of my screen. So next up I'm going to do, now because I have already converted it to a smart object here, so what I'm going to do next is just to resize my image, guys, which is this flyer right here. So I'm going to resize this. So I click this to drop it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate this design. You can duplicate by holding your Alt key, click and drag, or you can click, you can just press Ctrl J on your keyboard to duplicate. All right. So I'm just going to hold my Alt key, click and drag this. So as you can see, it has successfully created a copy. So I'm going to take the original copy, okay, like so, and take it above the duplicate copy because I want it to be like that. And then I'm going to resize the duplicate copy, make it smaller, and then bring it out like so. All right, let me just adjust this one a bit. All right, let me use it a bit further. All right, so I'm going to bring this other one out, let the face, okay, that's cool. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to go right ahead and duplicate this other layer. That's the image behind the original flyer. So I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm going to hold my Alt key once again, click and drag to okay, before I do that, okay, let me just finish up with this one. Then I know that when I duplicate, you know, I'm done. I'll be through with whatever I want to do. So the next I'm going to do right here is I'm going to blur this the layer behind the original image. Okay, so I go to select filter, sorry, and I go to blur and I choose Gaussian blur. All right, so let me zoom into my screen. So as you can see right here, the reason for blurring this is that we want to take the focus, okay, on, we want the focus to be on the original image. That's the original flyer, right? So I'm just going to blur this a little. Okay, you can use whatever okay radius you want to use, but ensure it's not too blurred. Something like this, no, that's not ideal. So okay, it should be something that it should not be too blurred, just to make it a little bit visible. Okay, I think 3.9 is cool. Let me just take it down a bit. Okay, I think make it okay. I think this is cool. So I go right ahead and I click OK. Alright, so next up I'm going to, let me just increase the size of this a bit. Okay, I think this is perfect. So what I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to now duplicate this one. So the layer I duplicated earlier, which we have now applied the Gaussian blur effect. Okay, so I'm going to hold my Alt key, click and drag it, and like so. Okay, then I'm going to bring this one, make it a little bit centralized. Alright, so I think this is coming together. Alright, so for the second method, okay, we already have, once again, we have our blank template. Alright, of course we're using a dimension of 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. So I'm going to go right ahead and go to import the image I want to use. So I go to place embedded, and then I bring in this design. Alright, so this is cool. Alright, now what I'm going to do, once again, I'm going to convert this to a smart object. So I go here and click convert to smart object. So we're good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to give it okay, a dark okay, I'm going to minimize this. Okay, I'm going to minimize this like so, and then I'm going to give it a solid color. I think I'll go for a solid color on this one. Okay, I think this is fine. Alright, so then you go right ahead and click OK. So the next thing we're going to do right here is that I'm going to duplicate this one. Okay, once again, like I explained in the earlier video, there are three ways to duplicate your images. One, by either pressing Ctrl J, or you can hold the design or whatever you want to duplicate, then hold your Alt key, then click and drag it. Alright, so I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to hold my Alt key, click and drag this. Then, of course, as you can see, it has created a duplicate layer. So I'm going to hold on the duplicate layer, I'm going to press Ctrl T to transform. Okay, then I'm going to right click, all right, and go to flip vertical. Okay, so I'm going to flip this vertically. So as you can see right here, the image has been flipped upside down or vertically. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drag this, just bring it down like so, ensure that the edges match. All right, ensure that there's a match on the edges. Okay, all right, so I think this is cool. So next up is that I'm going to reduce the opacity on the duplicate copy. All right, so I'm going to come to my layer options right here, and where you have opacity, it's going to reduce it. So you see that it gives, let's see. Now you see that as you reduce it, it gives you that pretty cool reflection effect. I'm sure you're finding this really interesting. So it gives you that really cool reflection effect. So next up is that I'm going to create a masking layer, because I just want to brush off the edges of the reflection layer or the duplicate layer. So I'm going to give this create a mask by going to my fill and adjustment options right here and click this. Okay, then I'm going to go to my brush options, my toolbar right here, and I take my brush tool, just press the letter B on the keyboard like so. All right, and then I'm going to reduce the size of the brush by pressing the left bracket key on the keyboard and adjust slowly. Okay, now ensure that also your foreground color is set to black and background white. So I'm just going to click this arrow to swap it. Good. So I'm just going to brush off gently the edges of this other one. Ensure you have your masking layer selected. So just brush it off slightly. Okay, just brush off the edges slightly. Okay, something like so. All right, so as you can see right here, we have this cool reflection effect. Okay, and this is really, really nice. So in order to upload your designs on Instagram, the first thing you're going to do, of course, you have to be on Instagram.com, and you can also do this on your mobile phone. And by the way, you can follow me on Instagram at gracevillesolutions. Okay, so next up, you're going to go to where you have this create icon right here. It says select from your computer. So I'm going to click this to hop into my computer, and then I have to choose the file. So this is the design we want to, so this is the design I'm going to upload. This very one right here. So I'm going to double click it, and it comes into my Instagram page. So next up, I'm going to click the next icon right here, and then it gives you an option where you can add certain filters if you want to, or adjustments. You can adjust the brightness, the contrast, the saturation, the temperature, and all that. But I just want to leave my design at the default setting. Okay, so I just go right ahead and click the next tab right here. Okay, and then it brings you to a place where you have to give your post a caption. Okay, like so. So I already have a caption that I want to add to my post, so it's in my notepad. So I just go right ahead and I copy this, and I come to my Instagram and I paste this. Then of course you can also give your post hashtags. Okay, hashtags is good for your Instagram post because it helps to make your posts go viral. So I go back to my notepad and I copy these hashtags here, and then Ctrl+C to copy, go to my Instagram, and Ctrl+V to paste. Alright, so when you're done, you can go right ahead and click share. Okay, so I'm just going to click the share button and wait for that to load up. Alright, so it says your post has been shared. Okay, so we're just going to confirm that. So I'm going to go to my Instagram profile. Okay, so if you want to confirm if the post has been uploaded to your page, you just go to profile, and then just to confirm. So as you can see right here, this is the post we just made few minutes ago, just 24 seconds ago, and as you can see, it's live on our Instagram account. So this is how you can properly optimize your designs for uploads on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.